So in easels, like a small easel?
The little ones.
Yep, I have both of them are back here in the same location.
Harry Schwartz has owned the Ace Hardware in downtown San Diego for 7 years.
One small and three large.
Awesome, you're saving my life.
2 years ago, Schwartz spoke about San Diego's minimum wage increase at City Council.
Tonight we were conflicted as to whether to speak in favor of or opposed to the proposal, and there's no speaker forum for in between, so I speak in favor of tonight.
He met with city leaders to reach a compromise of $11.50 an hour, down from their original plan of more than $13 an hour.
It was significantly higher than what the state wage, minimum wage was at, which we felt was too low, and so we did support a minimum wage increase. We just wanted to make sure it was something that small businesses were going to be able to handle.
Now the state has decided to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour over the next 6 years. San Diego's local minimum wage increase would be superseded by that larger bump, but it's still on the June ballot. And now Schwartz opposes it.
The San Diego initiative, I think, is irrelevant because we've got a state minimum wage in place that's going to get to where people want to be, and it keeps us competitive locally and statewide.
If San Diego's increase passes, workers' wages will immediately rise from $10 to $10.50 an hour in June, and then jump again to $11.50 an hour on January 1st. Schwartz worries that will put businesses in the city at a disadvantage because surrounding cities can still pay the lower wage.
It's going to require price increases, there's no question about it. I mean, we just don't see any other way.
Schwartz says for every dollar in wage increases, his business needs a 5% increase in sales. He hopes not to let any employees go.
Ace being the helpful place, if we cut back on employees, we're not living up to our brand promise. So the only other option really is price increases.
San Diegans are voting on the local increase because a signature drive backed by business groups put it on the ballot. Now those groups say they likely won't fight for local votes against the wage bump. But that's not slowing down a coalition backing the San Diego minimum wage increase.
It would actually provide immediate relief for 170,000 San Diego working people.
Claire Crawford is the executive director of the nonprofit Center on Policy Initiatives. The San Diego group advocates for the working poor. Crawford says the local wage increase would raise workers' pay by $260 a month starting in January.
For some of the people that need it the most and are most likely to actually spend it here locally in our local economy.
Crawford says even though the state measure will eventually bring wages even higher, San Diegans shouldn't have to wait for their raises.
Our elected council members passed this measure at the end of 2014. There were hundreds and hundreds of average working people that turned out to city council, that called their members of the council, called the mayor, asking them to support this measure, and they've been waiting since 2014 to see this raise.
And this one just requires one screw.
Two. It looks like it's two.
Back at Ace Hardware, employee Tiffany Stevens is helping customers. During the 4 years she's worked there, her pay went from $9.75 to $12.50 an hour. She supports San Diego's local minimum wage increase.
It's pretty hard, with the wages and the cost of living, making ends meet a lot of times. I work full time and sometimes it's still kind of a struggle.
Stevens plans to vote for San Diego's increase, called Proposition I, in June. Claire Tregesser, KPBS News.